welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. My name is Tonya Kappes, and I am a cozy mystery author who is excited to bring you a fun podcast where we answer reader questions and bring you amazing interviews from your favorite cozy mystery authors. Come, hang out, and let's just shoot the breeze. Hey y'all, and welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. This week we are starting our very first podcast interview with the authors of the prolific works Twisty Tales and Cozy Crimes giveaway. If you do not know anything about this giveaway, you are missing out. I am part of this amazing year-long giveaway of over 60 books. I mean, y'all, 60 cozy mystery books. If you do not know about this giveaway, click below and you'll find it right there in the show notes. So you can go and grab your free books, free cozy mysteries. And right now, during these cold winter months here in the South, or no matter if you're in hot summer months abroad or where you are, these will sure entertain you throughout your season. And we are going to be here on Shootin' the Breeze interviewing each one of these authors. I mean, 60 cozy mystery authors, you guys. I mean, that is amazing. And I am so honored that they are sitting down to talk to us. And in today's episode, we have author Diane Kelly, and she is just a treat. She is lovely from the inside and out. She has a cozy mystery group with another author that we will be featuring in the next couple of weeks, Melissa Bourbon. And they interview authors on their Facebook page, which you also have the link to that below in our show notes. But without further ado, I am so excited to bring you this episode of Shootin' the Breeze with author Diane Kelly and get to know her and her prolific works book called Kidnapped and Catnipped. How cute is that? So without further ado, let's bring on Diane Kelly. Good morning to Miss Diane Kelly. We are so glad to have her here today on Shootin' the Breeze.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks, Tonya.
We are thrilled. A little bit about Diane. She is a former tax advisor who inadvertently worked with white-collar criminals more than once. Not surprisingly, Diane decided self-employment would be a good idea. Her fingers hit the keyboard, and thus began her Death in Texas romantic mystery series. A graduate of her hometown Citizens Police Academy, Diane also writes the hilarious K9 Paw Enforcement series, the Busted Female Motorcycle Cop series, and the House Flipper Cozy Mystery series. 2021 marked the debut of her new Southern Homebrew Moonshine series and her Mountain Lodge mystery with the Moonshine Shack murder and Getaway with murder. Well, I have to say, I love that whole Southern thing you got going on there, girl. And that sounds like so much fun. And as a family who we do have a moonshine little still in a barn where we do still make moonshine for our family. That is an awesome series. So
I would love to try that.
And it's so easy nowadays to do. And so we can like pop in a different flavor. And so during the holidays we have like little shot glasses of them that hang out with the family. So anyways, welcome so much. And I love the fact that you went to a police academy. I did that once as well. So it really, what did you take away from that besides the canines?
One, that I would make a horrible police officer. Because so much of it, you have to think on your feet. And I'm one of those people that I think of the great comeback or the line or whatever later. That's one thing I like about writing is, you can put something down and then later you can come back with a better thing and make it better, right? But we did shooting scenarios and I didn't shoot quick enough because I was trying to figure out, is this a bad guy or not? So the bad guy shot me. We did a traffic stop scenario. And that was actually, it was a real eye opener because, it's like as if we pulled over this truck and they had, former police academy graduates playing these characters. And one of them, he was funny. He'd gotten a powdered donut and put powder all over his nose as if he'd been snorting cocaine. And so they had the pin cag pickup and he was sitting in the back seat and somebody else was driving. Well, as I'm walking up to talk to the driver, he just reaches out the window and gets the gun out of my holster. So I thought, okay, I would have been shot. And then they all just jumped out of the car and fled and ran. So I'm like, I would have been lying there bleeding to death and they would have all escaped. So,
oh my gosh, I love that.
I did well, though, that they congratulated me on was when we did a building search, I had a very strong voice, telling the person to come out of hiding. And I think that was from having children and dogs at the time. Well, I still have dogs.
Yeah.
Grown up now, but having to yell at them all the time, I had developed my lungs and my strong voice.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much because, as mystery writers, we need to, not that we're always packing guns or, going after the bad guys in our daily life, but that's great that they offer those opportunities for citizens. But as mystery authors, it's great that we can use that as, research and things for our mysteries and our books. But today, not only are we here to celebrate you, but we're also here to celebrate we are in a joint promotion for a year that features 60 cozy mystery authors that have a free book for a complete year. And as you can see down below, we have added that link so we can all get that. And Diane has an amazing book in the promo, and it's called Kidnapped and Catnipped, which I think is so funny. So let me read a little bit about it. After her tabby alerts her to suspicious activity next door, a college student finds her elderly neighbor non-responsive, the bedroom ransacked, and the woman's beloved cat missing. Was it a burglary gone awry or something much more sinister? Can she track down the clues and bring the prissy Persian back home? First off, that cover, that cat is adorable, and the hat, and it looks a little kind of paranormal, but I'm not sure if it's paranormal. You have to tell us all about it and let us know about this cute, and the title, I love that alliteration as well. The catnipped is hilarious. So tell us a little bit about this story that you have in the Prolific Works.
So thanks to Tonya for setting all this up for all of us authors. Wrangling authors is like wrangling cats.
It's all right.
But this cat actually, we had just lost a brown tabby at the time, the call went out for stories for this series. And so I was debating, do I want to write, another one of my busted books? Do I want to do something else? And so I was just looking through pre-made covers online, and I saw this one, and I thought that looks. Oh, it does have a little bit of paranormal look, but I thought to me that looks like a cat in front of a window, and it kind of looked like our brown tabby Winky that we had just lost. So I thought I've got to get this cover. It's just so cute, and then at the same time, I'd been hearing a lot of news reports about French bulldogs being stolen. And I have a friend who has 2 French bulldogs. And so I told her, I said, somebody's stealing these purebred dogs and reselling them, so be careful, don't leave them in the yard and things like that. And she had heard it too, of course, but I was just being paranoid. So I thought, well, I can write a book about a purebred cat that has gotten stolen, and it can be entertaining, but at the same time, maybe just kind of give people that a little bit of information that if you do have a purebred animal that, might have secondhand market value, be sure to keep them under extra protection because there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there. It's sad to say.
Scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, this one has
yes. And I mean, just like you, our fur animals, and my cat now, I had 2 dogs, but had passed, but they are just like my family and my kids feel like that they're just another type of sibling, just, 4-legged and furry. In one case, we had a 3-legged and furry, but yeah, that is scary that happens. And you just have to, but so this cat, what's the name of the cat?
So this cat is Sherlock. and he belongs to Austen, Austen, named after Jane Austen. She is the amateur sleuth in the book, and I just thought it'd be cute if I gave him a name that was reminiscent of mystery. And he loves to sit in the window and observe what's going on around their place. And another thing I loved about the story was I finally got to use Savannah as a setting. Savannah, Georgia. I'd gone there with a friend of mine, Becky Turner, on a writer's retreat. That was my first visit there a few years ago, and then went back with my husband. And it's such a beautiful, I mean, I almost hate to say city. I know it's a city, but it feels like a smaller town to me, just the way it's arranged. And I loved all the old houses and the squares. And I liked that I got to use that in this book. And so the cat sits in the window and watches what's going on.
So a couple things about that. The cat is Sherlock, and he's actually the sleuth, the main sleuth in this story. And this is so far a standalone. This is a standalone that she's written. It does not go with any of her other series. So I have to ask, after you have written it and after the promotion for the year-long free book is over, then Diane and all the other authors are going to be able to sell their book. So if you want to get this book now, you need to get it now while it's free until next September. Also, I want to know if in your mind you have a tickling to continue this as a series, or just some short, maybe do a series of just short novellas, or how do you think about that now that it's written?
I might. I found that I really like writing the shorter length where you can kind of just full steam ahead on the story and not have to weave a whole lot of subplots in it. And it can still be a complete, satisfying story, but you can get them out quick, because I have more ideas than I will ever be able to write, and they're all kind of backing up in my head. So short stories are perfect because you can get something, complete product, complete story done so much quicker. And yes. I find that, if it's 25,000 words, that takes not just a quarter of the time it takes to write 100,000 words. It takes maybe 10% of the time. You would think that writing longer, you would have an economy of scale or something, but it's not
right.
True.
And there's so many things that you can do for readers with short stories. Also, you can, if you have 3 or 4, you can actually put those, it can be considered a box set. Mm-hmm. And so you will have more of the pages in the box set if you had 3 or 4 of these short stories. And readers devour those. And that is something that I was curious to see if it was something that you'd be doing, since I do think that, well, first off, the pre-made cover is beautiful that you found a pre-made cover like that, because, most covers that are pre-made don't have your, your story in mind. But when you saw it and it evoked your story, I love that about being an author and being creative. The next thing you said about is Savannah. So my son is a basketball coach about 20 minutes from Savannah. So I go to Savannah about every 2 months and stay there in an Airbnb. And so I was just in Savannah this time last week at his first home. He's a basketball coach for a university, and so NCAA Division I university. So we went down for his first game. So I love Savannah. And I have also found that since I've been going down there over the past year, that I'm weaving some of that in there as well. And so here's a fun story about Savannah, which you might know if you took a tour. The big fountain in the square, there's one of the parks there. I actually have that in a book, but it's not like the Savannah setting. And that fountain came from Sears and Roebuck's.
Oh my
That's
God.
where they ordered. I can't think of the name of the fountain. I'll have to put it in our show notes.
Park, right?
Forsyth Park. Yeah. So that fountain was not like donated. It was not made specifically for that town. They actually bought it from a Sears and Roebuck's catalog. I don't know if you remember those catalogs.
I know that.
Yes. And
I love that, actually.
I do too. And they have, if you go back, one of their biggest celebrations is the I put it in 4-leaf felony. It is their St. Patrick's Day celebration. And they actually turn the fountain green. They have a big Hibernian Society ceremony there. And so it's really fun to see. That's like their big celebration holiday is that, because they have a really big Irish population. So if you ever get to go back to Savannah, that would be a great time to go. It's so fun. So
that's
I
funny,
love that.
one of my favorite shops down there is an Irish themed shop. I think it's called the Shamrock or something like that. But I go in there every time I'm there. It's a cute little shop, and they have a lot of.
And then if you can get to Tybee Island, it's beautiful too, right there. So yeah, so I'll sometimes go stick my toes in the sand when I'm there because I'm usually there about 4 or 5 days. So try to hit a couple of games. But I love that this is set in Savannah. And can you tell us where readers can find you on social media?
Sure. So my website is dianekelly.com, and you can see how Diane and Kelly are spelled right there, the easiest way. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just joined that recently at Diane Kelly Books. And I've discovered I actually love TikTok because my cats are always doing something funny. My dogs are always doing something funny. So it gives me easy fodder to put on there. And I love the humor. I love that it's just people being real and being funny. So I kind of discovered that as my new favorite social media platform.
I love that. And we'll have all of your links below in the show notes as well, and all over our social media. We will post this. And is there anything else that you'd like to tell our readers about anything going on with you, or where anything new?
I would say that I appreciate all of you readers. You know, because you guys read our books, we can do what we love. You know, we don't have to work those tax jobs and all that stuff. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting our careers. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for being on Shootin' the Breeze, and we are just so excited to be part of the Prolific Works together. It is the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crimes mystery as well. That link is scrolling below and is also going to be below in the show notes. So thank you so much, Diane. We are so happy to see you, and you are wonderful, and we just love the cover.
Thanks, Tonya. I appreciate this.
Have a good day.
You too.
That was so amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed Diane's interview talking about her book in the Prolific Works, Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Giveaway, Kidnapped and Catnipped. Jump over there now and grab her book and start reading today. Until next time, have a great day.